I must tell you a situation where if we collect rainwater for the usage, and if the department gets to know, they can send you a summon. I mean, they can fine you.
This is a water bill from a slum. They didn't bother to pay a minimal charge because they didn't use water at all. The initial bill of 57 rupees became 41,655 rupees.
The two water utilities, Maynilad and Manila Water, announced that they will be increasing their prices just because that there's a fluctuation in the foreign currencies.
And the general public, and most of them are also supporting privatization because they suffer a lot from the bureaucrats in the past.
The private sector is actually also prone to the same problems that the public sector is.
So in the past they suffer, but they will suffer more.
Only 1/3 of the river systems are classified as source of drinking water supply, and many areas experience water shortage during dry season, and approximately up to 58% of groundwater is already contaminated with coliform due to pollution.
A country of 150 million people, so 22% of all the tube wells in Bangladesh now contaminated with arsenic. That makes like 1/4 of all the tube wells.
Recently, this is Sri Lanka, they have identified about 5,000 people in the dry zone area have the liver failures because of the cadmium in Mahaveli water in the reservoirs.
Having these prepaid water meters have led to cholera outbreaks in South Africa where none had previously existed, in KwaZulu-Natal where I was born.
Here you have Bechtel that was kicked out of Cochabamba, but is still working in Ecuador, in the city of Guayaquil, where there has been a crisis, a health crisis, because of the poor quality of the water that Bechtel has been providing.
The pretext that the private is actually better than the public is actually crumbling.
Israel know that no Palestinian state could be established without water. It's very easy. Even if we give them their city with the Holy Lands, Jerusalem, if we give them the land, if even we give them anything, but without water, who could survive without water? We do not have the control over our resources.
We are now at a stage in world history, in our society, where most of the capital is now held in the private sector and is looking to infiltrate the last areas that have not been privatized, including things like our water, education, healthcare, all these kind of things that we kind of held very dear and sacred before. Water is where we have to draw the line, I believe. Water is where we can win. And right here in this room and in your city and your area, this is the model that we must take forward.
I saw something wonderful. I have headed 2 engineering departments. I never saw engineers. I saw engineers talking technical language of estimates, of projects, of elevations, contour making and things like that. But I had never heard them talk social language. And the lay persons are talking even technical language. This diffusion of knowledge and this commitment which the core engineering department has got to the social processes is the key to success.
Foreigners வந்து அவங்க பிரைவேடைசேஷனுக்கு எவ்வளோ ஸ்ட்ரகிள் ஆகிறாங்கன்னு நாங்கள் வந்து லக்கி என்ன நாங்கள் வந்து முன்னாடியே ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டோம். பிரைவேடைசேஷன் வரக்கூடாதுன்ட்டு அவங்க வந்துட்டு பிற்பாடு அவங்களுடைய வேதனையை சொல்லிகிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அவங்க சொல்லும் போது கஷ்டமாக இருக்குது.
For the last 5,000 years of recorded human history, water has been seen as a gift of nature for all living and non-living things in planet Earth. But in the last 20 years, this definition, which has survived civilizations, was changed in a very, very profound way, to an extent that today the same water, which is the gift of life for everything on earth, is now in threat. The water rights movements has been fighting a very, very major battle to ensure that water is part of the global commons. And that was the starting point for us when we thought of what do we do now as part of the Asian Water Colloquium.
Looking at the fundamental question that was brought up by a number of the groups, who owns the water? And, if we answer that with we all own it and none of us own it, then what are the mechanisms that we manage this common resource?
We need to think in 3 steps. Where are we? Or where we were in the recent past? Where are we led to? What is the mainstream direction? What is the dominant direction? Because that's going to be the force acting on us. And third, where do we want to go?
The greatest input into this water colloquium was the fact that we now had change engineers of the Tamilnadu Water Board, the Agriculture Engineering Department and the Iron Bomb Project, drinking water, irrigation and agriculture. Engineers with anywhere from 20 to 40 years of experience, from the senior most to the junior most, who in the last 4 years have been creating a revolution of sorts in the water sector. These engineers came together in the same platform as activists who have been fighting against. And that symbolized the beauty of this entire colloquium. In that space, we had policymakers, people in government who were making policies relating to water. We had water operators and engineers, the senior people who are actually making the systems work. We had economists and we had academics who have contributed to the larger struggle, who came in also to add their experience of the water struggle and learn from the experience of the engineer struggle.
We are always talking about how to reduce water leakage, how to make management effective, human resource, that kind of thing, technical things. Try to improve water supply in public companies. But change management group and the Tamilnadu Water Board is totally different starting point. It's first to change yourself, your attitude.
The idea that this change has to come from within was exemplified for all of us in the Kudam, sitting around the table around this idea of a knot.
Anyone can do this. Only one condition. After taking this rope, you are not supposed to move your fingers. You have to hold like this only. That's the only condition I put forth. You can make a simple knot. Anyone can try. It's a knot. Your hands should be free afterwards. There's a solution. If you try. Okay. Oh, okay. Where's the knot? Where's the knot? Where is your free hands? If you put a knot in your hands, you can get the solution. Yes, that's it. Come on, do it. Yes. Correct.